What up, world? Back again. Y'all already know what it is. A couple conversations, and I go by the name Eski.
And I'm B.
And today's topic, we will be talking about having a child at a young age. The experience and of what we even feel like a young age is, what comes with that, how that can, affect somebody's life, upbringing, things of that nature. Anything you want to add?
That's pretty much it, I believe.
So I guess we could just jump straight into it. I guess my question would be, what would you feel like is like a young age, that a person, would have a child, would consider, what would you consider as like
A young age.
yeah, having a child?
Well, I will say that a girl, as soon as she's able to get her cycle, then she's able to conceive. And so that could be as early, honestly, it could be as early as, I've heard 10. So I'm going to say that's the youngest age, which I've never really heard of a child getting pregnant that early. The earliest I've heard as far as a child actually getting pregnant around like 12, 13. So yeah.
Dang. I mean, of course, I feel like, I know that, women can have children at an early age. And me personally, I just feel like I base it off of course, the maturity of a person, of an individual, and, their support, how much support they got. But honestly, I be feeling like 25 still young sometimes, you know what I'm saying, as far as somebody having a child, because it's life altering. You get what I'm saying? Like, I feel like people really even haven't experienced life to a certain extent, even at 25. So, I mean, of course, the 13s and 14s and all that. For me, I feel like that's like super young to have a child. So, but as far as even when, how you got some people who they feel like once they hit 18, they grown and they, you know what I'm saying? They just ready for whatever. And I'm like, I don't feel like that's always the case. I mean, of course, nothing is absolute, but a lot of the times I don't feel like that be the case. I feel like, people see, certain struggles or things that, their mothers or people that they know might have overcame. And then they could just automatically feel like, oh yeah, I'm ready, or whatever the case may be. But I feel like even at sometimes 25, 30, people still don't really be all the way like mentally there to really take on the task, like I said, because it's life altering for real, for real. Sometimes, it be about being willing to put that child, ahead of what it is that you got going on. And I don't think, some people don't be really having that strength for real, for real.
I definitely can agree. Like you said, 13, 14, that's definitely very young. And of course, that's a child having a child. So just imagining the struggles that they would have to endure or go through, just simply not even being mentally prepared, physically prepared, just all the way around the board when it comes to actually being responsible for another child or another life. But like even like 25, 30 years, you have to be your mental. It has to be together, because some people be throwing in the towel, feeling like I really cannot do this. Like, I'm not mentally strong or ready to do this. Even if you financially ready, mentally, like, you really have to have yourself together, because you can have all the money in the world, but if you can't raise a decent human being, then the money pretty much go out the window. Yeah, the child will be taken care of, but you gotta be able to raise that child to be able to face the challenges of this world and people and friends and loving themselves. So a lot it's tied up into it.
I think the takeaway also that comes with being a young parent, I feel like, the willpower to be like, you know, like I said, of course, if you got a good support system, then you might got opportunities where you can still partake in certain things, you know what I'm saying, and do certain things within your life. But when you don't got a certain support system, it's like a sacrifice thing, you know what I'm saying? Because it's like, yeah, I can't, go out off the late nights and, you know what I'm saying, just anything, or it might be school that a person might feel like they want to go to, or whatever the case may be, that they possibly can't now because they gotta
take on full
yeah. So
responsibility.
I feel like it'd be a lot of sacrifice that come with it that people don't think about ahead of time sometimes, because either they just blindly jumping into something, or they might feel like I said, they might got a certain support system, but then when it's really time, like, it's like, hold on, like, nah, I wasn't planning on altering my life to help, you know what I'm saying, to help you do what you got to do, as far as like, how some young parents would be quick to just throw the child to the grandparent because they feel like, oh, well, you already done had the experience of being a mother, you know what I'm saying? So taking on another child ain't really nothing. So
I don't even think it be. I mean, that's a good way to look at it, as far as them having that mentality of you was already a mother or a father. But I honestly just feel like, just as a young person, just humanly, you wanna live your life. You wanna, play around without having to
take care of responsibility.
yeah, exactly. And so it's so quick and easy for a person to just throw the kids on the grandparents, especially if the grandparents are in the home, like you're in the grandparents' house. Because I know for me, when I had my daughter, when I had Ziona, my parents, when I came to my parents, it was around their anniversary, and the first thing they told me was, oh, okay, well, get ready to really take care of a child. Like, don't ask us for this, that, and the third. But once the child got here, they wanted to have the child all the time, so it made it easier for me to be like, oh, all right, well, keep her while I go do this. So yeah.
And I want for anybody that happens to be in that situation, becoming a young parent, to take heed into kind of what she just said, as far as having a certain support system and not taking advantage of it. Because I feel like, that take place a lot of times, you know what I'm saying? It's like, naturally and humanly, people are like, all right, let me lend a helping hand. But then it's like, a helping hand don't mean just all the time, you know what I'm saying? Or any little thing that you feel like you want to do, you just feel like, oh, well, let me just go ahead and rely on this person, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
But I can understand, because like I said, it's still a young person acting in a young, mentality. But that's what I'm saying, as far as like anybody that might be in that situation in the future, or whatever the case may be, like, don't take advantage of a certain support system that you got, because you never know, when that person could be like, nah, man, it's a wrap, you know what I'm saying? Because it's one thing to get help, and then they helping you to elevate in certain areas, but then when you just taking advantage of it and it ain't really nothing good coming out of it, you know what I'm saying? I don't know, I think it do more harm. Yeah, it do more harm than good, for real.
I do feel like parents deserve a break, because the ways of this world and just the everyday, just going out here to help provide for your family, at some point, like, you need a mental break. And
I understand that. Go ahead, finish. My bad. I didn't mean to cut you off.
I was basically saying those would be the times where your resources are most needed, for real, because especially if you have it. I know my parents, I don't think they really had the luxury of the break. For as long as I can remember, like, we was always with my parents. They always worked. If we were doing anything, it literally was like, we going to go see family in North Carolina, going to go see family in Florida. I don't think they really got a chance to, like, live as far as like traveling and stuff like that, which I'm I'm the opposite. It's like whenever I can get a break or whenever I can just go free my mind for a few days, I'm gonna take that opportunity because it's good for the mental. It doesn't it helps with like you're not overloading yourself with things. You're not frustrated, you're not yelling. Well, I mean, depends on who you are, but for me it just clears my mind. It gives me like a restart. So yeah.
I definitely feel like that's needed, but I also feel like, as far as just the idea to break, like you said, I think it's about a village, like like building certain people around you that naturally, you just naturally get breaks. You got cousins and sisters, brothers, whoever that got nieces and nephews and whatever the case may be that's coming together, and that's, hey, yeah, go ahead, let such and such stay over here tonight or this weekend or whatever the case may be. Like, I think it's about that village. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think that's real important, and of course, a lot of people lack that. I feel like some people done burnt bridges, like I said earlier. But then I also feel like, some people make certain decisions where it's like, look, I didn't make that baby, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's like, but I feel like that village is still important, you know what I'm saying? Because, like you said, that's needed, you know what I'm saying? Those breaks, those mental stimulations, as far as being able to really get away and not feel overwhelmed, whatever it is that you got going on. Time to rest, you know what I'm saying? Actually getting good sleep, you know what I'm saying? Because people don't even really be understanding sometimes, as far as like when people have kids and they got a routine as far as working and schedules and all that, like a real good sleep is rare, you know what I'm saying? Because it's like your mind always going, you always feel like you're doing something, got to do something with the kids, or you know what I'm saying? Something always going on. So it's definitely needed, those breaks. Yeah, so that village is important. What is something that? Cause how old was you when you had Zai?
I was 19, so I got pregnant with her when I was 18.
All right, so what is something that you felt like you kind of like had to drastically change, like being a young mother and still, that's high school and all that, right? So it's like, what's something
Right after high school.
Okay, so what's something that drastically that you feel like you had to change or sacrifice or whatever the case may be, as far as like, transitioning from a high school kid to a mother, basically?
I feel like most importantly, just naturally, I had to just grow up. Like, it was certain things that I wasn't able to do for a little while. Because of course the baby, you got to be with the baby for at least 6 weeks, and then around that time I was in school, but I took a break from school so that I could nurture her and take care of her to a certain age. And then I was working, so although I had the support system and sometimes I did have my times where I was able to go out, I still had to sacrifice what I would do, that get up and go. I had to sacrifice to get up and go. Also, what else? I stopped smoking for a little while, for a little minute. Even after having her, I stopped smoking for a little while. I had to think twice as far as reacting to different things because I was a hothead. So just think about the fact that I have a human being dependent on me, so I couldn't react the way I used to. That's about it. I stopped cussing.
I think something, this is random, but something else that I thought about, as far as like when young people have children, I feel like to a certain extent, a certain level of discipline is kind of harder to like enforce in so many words. Cause it's like when you younger, you kind of do certain things. You know what I'm saying? Whether that's in front of the child or not in front of the child. Even because even energy, children,
Pick up on it.
they pick up on it all. So like I'm just saying whether they saying certain things or whether they not saying certain things. But when you not doing certain things to a certain extent, it's like it's harder to kind of instill a certain level of discipline, in my opinion. And
Within
I feel
yourself
like
or the
I'm talking about into the child because you still doing certain things your own self. You know what I'm saying? So it make it harder to kind of like lead by example. You get what I'm saying?
yeah.
Because it's like as much as you want to make sure you're doing this and doing that, you know what I'm saying? Naturally, you're still young, so certain things just they are what they are. You get what I'm saying? And I feel like to a certain extent, it kind of make it a little more difficult to, just enforce discipline to a certain extent. And I think naturally, some people, because when you closer in age with your children, it's like you relating more to them on the friend aspect. You get what I'm saying? Opposed to like the mother or father like discipline aspect. You get what I'm saying? It's more like trying to be cool and have a cool relationship opposed to like, nah, whether you like me or not, you know what I'm saying? This is what it is. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that was just random, but that was something else I thought about. Like, when you younger, you gonna struggle sometimes with certain discipline, and I think the struggle comes within you lacking a certain experience within your own self. Becoming disciplined in certain areas.
Yeah, I feel like that's like I feel like the way that a person is raised is what spills over into how they parent, but also experiences in life, because I know for me it was certain things that I experienced as a child that I knew I didn't want for my kids. So for example, like I didn't feel as comfortable to be open with my parents about certain things because I didn't know how they was gonna react. We was raised in the church, we was raised a certain way, and anything outside of that way would have been disappointing to them. So it was certain things I was out here like trying to figure it out myself, and in those experiences I could take from those experiences and be like, okay, I know what it is that I want to talk to my kids about. I know the foundation that I want to set as far as like open lines of communication with my kids and them feeling comfortable. So it's like a half and half. It's like, cause you can come and talk to me like your friend, but it's definitely a standard when it comes to you being my child and me being the parent. So people just have to set that line. Like they gotta set boundaries pretty much. And that goes back to the reacting thing. Like, because for me I felt like I said, I was thinking about like my parents' reactions to certain things that I didn't even think about bringing certain things to them because I already knew it was just going to be a no-go. It wasn't really a talk. It was just like a reaction. And so I tried my best to not react too wild with things that they bring to me. I may not even react at all because I don't want them to pick up on that energy and feel like, oh, nah, this like upset my mother. I may not be able to come and talk to her about this again. But just really just listening, having a open ear, and then attacking it the best way it can be attacked.
I think I react in a manner where, I let it be known that I feel some type of way. Like, because that is the reality. It's like, I don't want to put out energy that, oh, I don't really feel no type of way. I'm gonna just express whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Right. I definitely pick and choose.
But I also let it be known, like I'm not feeling some type of way because you really even doing something wrong. If you get what I'm saying, it's more like I'm feeling some type of way based on me feeling like, what did I do to not prevent this? If you get what I'm saying. So that's kind of like always where my energy go. Like, yeah, I'm gonna feel some type of way, but in reality, it's me feeling some type of way about what it is that I need to do to make it so we don't have to get into these. You know what I'm saying? Even though that sometimes it just, cause life gonna be what it is. You could feel like you doing everything how you supposed to do, and then a person is going to naturally be who they are. You get what I'm saying? And then you gotta just address that for what it is. But I think for the most part, like, you know, I let it kind of be known, like when I'm upset, when I'm disappointed. You know what I'm saying? As far as whatever the situation may be, but then I'm letting it be known, like, look, don't feel bad. Just sharpen up. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody make mistakes at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? But to piggyback on what we were saying earlier about something that like kind of was like a drastic change. I know for me, because I think I was 21, 22, somewhere around there when I had Kari. And
When we had Kari?
yeah, when we had Kari.
I think it was 21.
Yeah. And I know I just was living a different lifestyle, you know what I'm saying? Like I was living more for me, more for...
It was 23. My bad. I had to get the year right because I'm thinking like it wasn't 21 because I had Zach at 19. So they 4 years apart.
So it was like 23. Now I don't know why I thought I was like 21. But yeah, so like 23. That's good. That's decent. But like I said, I was just living a different lifestyle, so I know drastically for me the change was like just doing something different, like having an aim, because I don't really think I had one initially. You know, I was just living, and then it's like once you know got a responsibility and all that, it's like nah, you gotta really certain things gotta be happening so that you know that you can provide in certain areas. You know what I'm saying? So I know for me, like I said, it was just like the drastic change of, all right, I gotta get, you know, the job and like really be off some like family, you know, like showing that I'm, you know, coming home and I'm being there, and you know what I'm saying? All that, where it's like, I know I didn't take that as like serious before that, because it was like, you just living, you know what I'm saying? It's not like, you know, you feel like, at least that's how I was. It wasn't really like I'm waking up with a real purpose every day, you know what I'm saying? But it's like once you know you got a child and family and all that, it's like, well, nah, I got purpose. Like, I got, regardless, I gotta make this happen so that, you know what I'm saying? You good, the child good, and just all the way around the board, you know what I'm saying? And I know...
Let me ask you. Oh, go ahead.
What?
Was it a like instant just, all right, I gotta snap into this mode, or did you feel like it was something that it was like, okay, I have this human being that I gotta care for. I had a family. I gotta figure out how to adjust into that, because like you said, you was going from living single to literally straight family, man.
Yeah. But I feel like, I mean, I gradually got into it, but I feel like the change was instant. You know what I'm saying? Because I already knew what it was. Like, it wasn't like nothing like, oh, I don't know. If you get what I'm saying? Like, nah, I'm about to have a child. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is really what it is. So it's like, it was instant, but of course, a nigga ain't just overnight, just, you know what I'm saying?
You
just
were still
change.
young.
Yeah, so, but I'm talking about even for me to have the maturity to be like, all right, nah, man, certain things, you know, I gotta think twice about it. You know what I'm saying? Just how I'm moving, all that, like, that was off butts. Like, it it ain't take long for it to really settle in. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, as far as me, I just felt like being there was the one thing that I felt like as long as I'm doing that, then I figure the rest out. Because I feel like through my own experience, it was like, okay, just being there, I got the one up on my father. You know what I'm saying? So that's all I need. As long as I could just be there, then I'm gonna just figure out, you know, the rest. And that's just what it was. So I know for me, like, that was my drastic change. Just really saying, like, nah, man, I can't just. I'm outside at 2, 3 in the morning and just riding around how I'm riding around and just doing anything. Nigga had to think twice and really make certain decisions that was going to better the route that I was on, that I was taking, opposed to me just saying I'ma just deal with it. You know what I'm saying? As far as like not really all the way taking it serious, which I feel like that's what be happening with a lot of situations. Because beyond people just thinking about the child, I think I feel like people think they not trying to really change their life to, you know, take care of a child or to provide or whatever the case may be. You know
A lot of people selfish.
It's willpower. We done talked about it before. Like, me personally, I feel like a person that has a child but just internally feels like they're not capable of taking care of them or being there, whatever the case may be. To me, I would rather that person give up that child to somebody or whatever, you know, for it to have a better opportunity, possibly of an upbringing, opposed to allowing your misery to be like, well, you know, I'm gonna seem messed up if I give them away or whatever the case may be, because that'd be selfish too. No, I'm not about to give them away. I'm about to get whatever assistance I can get, or you know what I'm saying, whatever benefits that I can get from it. But I'm not really taking care of them. I'm not really providing them with nothing that really gonna help them elevate in life. You get what I'm saying? I don't respect that.
Not loving them, neglecting them.
Yeah, I don't respect that. You know what I'm saying? So that's why it's like, it's more power to people that really step up to the plate, you know, when they young. And like I said, I feel like young, you know, it's really a mentality. This age thing is just something, you know, that's just, and don't get it twisted, because age does matter. I'm just saying, I feel like the mentality of, you know, somebody feeling like they grown at 25, their life has to prove that. If you get what I'm saying, like, you can't just be 25 and be like, oh, I'm grown. No, you have to be doing something that shows that, because you could be that and just still be getting taken care of by your parents, or not really doing nothing. You know what I'm saying? On a grown aspect, especially like I said, mentality wise, just. You could be working a job, you could be doing all that, but if you're not really out here like moving in a manner with some maturity and, you know, respect and love and all that, you ain't grown for real.
Yeah.
So, yeah. What else you got?
Yeah, so building a relationship with God is number one and key. You got to be able to consult Him at all times. He should be first and foremost, and just praying over your kids and your family and just asking Him to order your steps. I know a lot of single mothers. I know a lot of parents out here that don't have no help. My best friend is a single father, and even watching his situation gives me like a different point of view, because he has support. He actually had to like build his village with his friends. His mother's there, but basically really having to like build a village so that they can help this child. Like, everybody don't always have all the answers. Basically, God is like the foundation. When you feel like you can't turn to nobody, when you feel like is no hope, you feel like you about to throw in the towel, because everybody gets overwhelmed. Just talking to Him and releasing those thoughts and he'll guide you. Like, he'll show up for you. But you gotta be able to have faith and believe in him. Have a relationship with him. That's it.
Alright, y'all. Make sure y'all support one another. Make sure y'all showing love to one another. And definitely make sure y'all tapping into that A Couple Conversations on YouTube. Make sure y'all subscribe. Make sure y'all like, share, comment, all that good stuff. You know what I'm saying? Run them numbers up. And y'all already know we dropping an episode every week. Tune in, send in them ideas as far as whatever it is that y'all might want to hear about. And we might gonna talk about it. Make sure y'all stay positive and y'all stay blessed.
Peace and love.
I remember nights seeing frosted flakes for dinner. Had to rock the same coat for back-to-back winters. School days wearing sneakers from the year before. You look at things a little different when you live in poor.